Hi everyone, am I audible? Good evening, hi. Hello, hi Hemant. So today we are going to do strings, right? So we are going to revise strings today, and let's start. So hi everyone, my name is Rahul Singla. I am SD1 at Innovator. I was ex-mentor and SD at Geeks. I mentored a lot of students of major IITs and IITs. I cracked companies like Grofers and Swiggy. And the subjects that I am taking here are Core Java, Oops in Java, and DSA in Java. Okay, and you can use my code rsingla10 and you can get a free Relevel sample test paper. Many a times students miss out on great opportunity, like I'm talking about Relevel. So many a times students miss out on great opportunities due to multiple reasons. The reasons can be they didn't have a better degree or a poor network. Your resume doesn't stand out of with those 100 applying for the same startup. You have applied for 50-60 companies but haven't been called even for a single interview. These are the main things, right, that we all face. And now introducing Relevel, India's first test hiring platform by Unacademy, which is helping job seekers find their dream jobs. Okay, now you can get a job only on the basis of your skills and talent. You need not to depend upon any degree or other people in your network. Okay, and what are the benefits of participating in Relevel test? So over 50 plus companies including top startups and unicorns are there. 1000 plus job positions across business development, front-end development and back-end development are there. You can attempt this test for free. This is a free test. Finish your test in a single day of your choice and get your Relevel score within a week. You will get a score within a week. With Relevel, you are in a unique position to invite interest from the companies instead of hunting the opportunities on your own. Okay, and registering on Relevel is very easy. Just go on the link given in the description box. You have to click on get hired. Then you have to select one of the tests like business development test, front-end development test, back-end development test. Whichever test field you are skilled in, you have to choose that. And you have to book a slot, whichever slot you want to book, like whichever date you are free. Okay, and then you can fill your admit card. Okay, and then you can fill your my referral code here rsingla10 so that if you want a free sample test paper. Okay, and you can use, after using my promo code, you will get the sample papers here in the practice session. So just go and register for Relevel today. This is very important. Okay, and also join us on Telegram channel because all the updates will be there only, as it is a large day so it doesn't matter much, but still do that. And also go like, share and subscribe. This is very important. Okay, so yes, DSA Revision, we are going to do strings. Like we are going to study from very basic, what are strings in Java, operations of strings, how strings are stored in memory, taking input of strings, all these things, right? So let's start. Sorry. Okay, so let's start with the strings. Strings. So what are strings in Java? So strings are normal, like see, we have characters, we have primitive type char. Okay, we have int, boolean, everything we have, right? But if we want to work on string of characters means if you want to work on like one character can only store one alphabet, right? One character variable can only store one alphabet, right? Now let's say in normal life we don't have to work on only on single character, right? We have to work on sentences, we have to work on the words, right? So for that we have introduced this data structure which is called strings. Okay, so what is string? String is actually a sequence of characters, or you can say stream of characters, right? So words are made of characters only, words and sentences are made of characters only. So that's why string str is equal to, you have to write it like this: string, first of all you have to give a data type, right? This is a string, then str, and then you have to do in double quotes. So always remember, characters come in the single quotes, but string is always in the double quotes. Okay, and then you can write anything here. You can write anything here, let's say ABCD, or you can say my name Rahul. Okay, you can write anything here. This is called string. So normally in online as well, you have to fill your form, you have to do this work, you have to do that work. So all these things are done. Sorry, all these things we have to do it in the string form. So let's say you are giving first name, right? First name, they asked you for the first name, so you will fill the first name. So when this first name goes to the backend, so it actually goes in the form of a string. Okay, it actually goes in the form of a string. So what are strings? Strings are just sequence of characters, so that we can work on bigger sentences as well. Right? So now let's start. Okay, so let's see how we can make strings and all these things. Operations of strings, what are the operations of string, how we can get a string, everything. So let's say first of all you make a string, like string x is equal to, let's say ABCD. You are making like this. Now the one thing you want to do is you can make strings two ways. There are two ways of making the string. One is this, like string x is equal to ABCD, you can directly write it like this. And another way is string y is equal to, let's say new string, you make new string, and here in the brackets you write ABCD. Okay, these are the two ways with which you can make strings. One is string x is equal to, directly you can write in double quotes whatever you want to write ABCD, and string y is equal to new string, then in the bracket, in the double quotes only you can write ABCD. There is a difference between both of them. In the memory allocation part. Okay, I'll explain it, but right now you need to know that these both are different things. Like both are doing the same thing. They are making you a new string. They are giving you a new string whose name is ABCD. Right? Now another thing what we want to do is, we want to, just like arrays, okay, just like arrays, in strings as well. So in arrays what happens is, in arrays we have indexes, right? We have indexes. So 0, 1, 3, 5, 7. These are the indexes we have, and these are the indexes. These are the indexes and these are the values. So if we want to get any value at any index, what we do is we write it like this: ARR of 0, right? ARR of 1, ARR of 2, ARR of 3, ARR of 4, right? We write it like this. So in the same way, in strings we have indexes as well. So if I am writing like this, ABCD, if I am writing like this, str is equal to ABCD. So what happens is, they also have indexes. This is 0, 1, 2, 3. This is 0, this is 1, this is 2. But you cannot directly write it like this, str of 0. You cannot directly like this to get the value at 0th index. You cannot directly write str of 1 to directly get the value at first. No, this is different. This happens in C++. You can directly write it like this. But in Java, what we do is, the name of the string is str, right? Name of the string is str. So if we want any character at a particular position, so every index will contain one character. This is for sure, right? Because every index is just representing one character. Okay, so if we want a character at index 0 or index 1 or index 2 or index 3, how we get it? With the help of str.char@, and index here, whatever index you want. So str, the name of the string, dot character at, this means character at 0th index. Or you can write 1 here. So character at first index means B, character at second index means C, character at third index means D. Okay, so this is how it works. str.char@, 0, 1, 2, 3, whichever you will write, that you can use it. You can use it because that is a character. Because every string, if you are taking one character, it is made up of different characters only, right? So if it is 0, it will be A, 1, 2, 3. It will be ABC, right? At whatever field you want. Now, I hope this is clear how you can get any character from the string at any index. Okay, so wherever you were using ARR of 0, ARR of 1, this type of thing, that was only for array. You have to use str.char@, everywhere. If you want anything from the string, you have to use it like this: str.char@, 0 1 2 3, 0 1 2 3, anything like this. Okay, I hope this much is clear. Now, so we have made strings. We have seen the first operation of the string, right? Other operations can be you can take caret and you can do before going into other operations, let's just make a string and do some operations on it. Okay, so here we are. Do we have a project strings? No. Let's make it then. Hi, Sathak. Name of the strings. In these strings we will have new package, that will be string as well. Coco port. No, actually I don't know about it, but just see its work. If it is a startup, so it will be doing some good work, right? And you should get some good projects. All these things, just see that how the company is, since how much profit it is making, these types of things, and what work they are actually looking for. See these things and then join it. 10 CTC, that means they have money and they only want good engineers. So I think it is good. From and which location? Okay, so let's make some strings, right? String. So first of all, string x is equal to, we can write it like this, a b c d, right? And then what we have to do is string x is equal to Mumbai. Okay, so yeah, it depends upon you. I think the company looks good. Okay, system.out.print x. Okay, system, if I just directly print x, so what will happen? It will just print my string abcd. Okay, directly print x, it will just print abcd. Now if I want each character, I want to print any character from it, so x dot char at 0, let's say x dot char at 0. So if I want to print the 0th character here, so it will be a, right? Now if I want to print first character here, it will be b. Okay, if I want to print second character, it will be c, right? So on, you can write anything. So 0 1 2 3 4. If I write 5 here, so it will give me an error because there is no fifth index, right? There is no fifth index here. So this is how string works. You can write any index and do anything, right? Now, as I was telling you guys, there are two ways of making a string, right? String x is equal to abcd, and string, let's say y is equal to new string abcd. Let's say any other string, or this string only abcd. Okay, so what is the difference between both of them? What is the difference between this and what is the difference between these? So there is a big difference. If we go to the memory part now, so let's go to that part. Okay, so just like arrays, what happens is there are two spaces. We have stack space and one is heap space. Okay, there are two spaces. Yeah, it actually have heap space and the stack space. Actually I have made it the other way around. Stack means this, like smaller space is stack and bigger space is heap. Okay, so in stack what we have is yes, exactly. So what happens is, in stack we store the like x and y. We store the value of x and y, not exact value. We store the address. X means Here we are storing the address, just like in arrays. I told you guys, in arrays what happens was we were storing array and its address in the stack memory, and actual string is stored in the heap memory, right? So at the rate of 234, let's say x 234 is the address where actual string is stored. Here actual string is stored, so it will be ABCD, right? It will be ABCD. So either you make it like this, either you make it like this. It will be like this only, that you have a string name of the string and its address stored here, and actual string is stored in the heap where this address is. Okay. Now what you have to do? Now what you have to do is you have y. You have y. Okay. Now in y, what is the difference between x and y? So actually what happens in string is that you make a pool. Okay. So pool means this is a string pool. String pool means that whatever the string you have already made, this ABCD you have already made, right? So when you are making this string, what happens is, first of all, in Java, if you make the same name of the string, so let's say I'm doing this. So let me tell you what I'm trying to say. So let's say I'm doing this string z is equal to ABCD. String z is equal to ABCD, right? So now we have x string and y string, z string. Both are actually ABCD, right? So what is actually happening is the string, the first string which is x, right? The first string which is, let me go back. The first string which is x is stored in this way. First string that is x is stored in this way, like it has some address 234, right? 234, and it has made a pool for itself. Pool means a space where this string is. Okay. Now what happens is, next string z is also having ABCD. Okay. Z is also having ABCD. So what is actually happening is, z will not make a new string here. Z will actually point to the same string like ABCD, not at the rate of 234. 234 is the address. So here it will be ABCD. So what will happen is, first of all, in Java, every time whenever you are making a new string like this, in this way, not using new, in this way, if you are making a new string, what happens is it actually goes to a heap space where it find a pool, and in this pool it will search that if there is already one ABCD or not. Okay, if there is already one ABCD, so z will also get the same address. Which x has. Okay, they will both point to the same string. Okay, Java doesn't make a new string when you are making a string like this. For the first time, it will make a new string like x is equal to ABCD. So it will see that, okay, there is no string ABCD in our memory. So what it will do is it will take a new memory and it will store ABCD there, and that memory address will be stored in stack. Okay. Now we have z. In z what happens? Here it will again do the same process. It will see that if there is already one ABCD in the heap. No. If there is already, yes, it is. ABCD is already there. So what will happen is it will not get a new address. Z will also get the same address at the rate of 234. Okay. So this is the difference. This is how the string is stored in the memory, right? And what is the difference between y, z and x? What happens is, when you are making y, you are making it with a new keyword. So whenever new keyword is used, that means you will get a new memory always. You will always get a new memory. So it will not search for it. Okay, it will not search for it. It will actually directly make a new string, let's say y. It will directly make a new string y, and it will get a new address 354, let's say, and here new string will be made which will have ABCD. Okay, always whenever using new keyword, there will be a new position assigned, and if you are not using new position, if you are not using a new keyword, what will happen is they will point to the same location. They all will point to the same location. What happened if x and z? So that is the different case. I am just talking about the same. Okay, I am just talking about the same thing. So what happens is here we have ABCD, here we have ABCD, here we have ABCD. So what happens is, this is because they are same. If they are not same, they all will get a new memory. If they are not same, x and z are not same, so it will be, let's say CBD. Okay, so they will definitely get a new memory. All strings will get a new memory if the values are different. If the values are same, then only it will search for that string, and then it will say that, okay, I will assign it to the same string. Okay, we will assign to the same string. Now actually what happens is one more important thing is that strings are immutable. In Java. Immutable means Immutable means that when we use new keyword, we get an address that in heap memory, which will store the string pool address, and Z will store the address of that. Okay, so I read that when we use new keyword, okay, when we use new keyword, we get a address var in heap memory. Okay, address variable you will get from the heap memory, which will store the string pool address, and Z will store the address of that variable. Z will store the address of that variable. Y will store the no, I don't think so. Like, in other words, I think this is the same thing that you are saying. Strong and string pool address, and Z will store the address of that address var. That address var. Okay, Z actually stores, simply see what happens is whenever a new string is created. So let me tell you this thing as well. Whenever a new string is created, what happens is there is always a string pool that is created. Okay, so when you make ABCD, what happens is a pool is created. Okay, a pool is created around it, and this ABCD is being searched in this pool only. That's why the address of pool is stored. Exactly, address of pool is stored. Okay, that's why it's searched in that pool, and in that pool only it will search that, and if it gets the same string, okay, then only it will be given the same memory. So Z and X will get the same memory, but Y will get the different memory because it will create its own pool always. Okay, I'm talking about the same thing, right? Okay, means it will create a new var A which stores the address of the string pool, and Z stores the address of it. Store a var A. Okay, this thing I don't know, like if you are saying what is that, but this is for sure is the correct concept that I'm telling you. I'm not sure about that, but this is for sure correct. Okay, there can be some modifications here and there, but this is actually what it is. Okay, so what happens is just you have to think it this way only, that okay, var A will be in the heap only. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, let me just explain it once again what I'm trying to say. So if we are making three strings like this, okay, so and let's name it again ABCD, the same name ABCD. Okay, so what happens is this is a heap space and this is your stack space. Okay, in the stack space this function is there, main function is there, right? In this main function we have X, Z and Y. Okay, X, Z and Y, all their addresses are stored. X has some address that is stored, Z has some address that is stored, Y has some address that is stored. Okay, now in the heap memory what happens is we have X. Okay, we have X, right? So here we have one thing. So what happens is in X, when you are making X, it will be ABCD, right? Not the ABCD, we are storing the address here. Okay, we are showing the address here, let's say 234. So at 234 position here we will have ABCD. Okay, and this ABCD will create its own pool. Okay, it will create its own pool, right? Now what happens is we have Z. So Z is also containing ABCD. So it will have actually the same address 234 stored here. Okay, they both will have the same address. Just think about it like that way, because we are making strings like this, ABCD. We are not using a new keyword, and whenever I use a new keyword, even if the string is same, it will make its own pool, and that will get a new memory. So it will be, let's say ABCD I'm making here, so it will be let's say 352. So 352 address will be there where ABCD is stored. 252 address is there, and this is a string pool, and this is a heap. This is another pool, this is another pool. So simply what you have to remember is when you are making this type of strings, okay, like this, so if their value is same, they will get the same address. Okay, that means if we work on one string, it will actually affect the second string as well, because they are at the same address. And but in the new keyword you can use, there will be a new string pool, and that string pool will have some address, and that will be stored in Y. It will not affect this string ABCD. Okay, and one more concept is there in Java, that strings are immutable. Immutable means you cannot change anything in the string. So let's say X is equal to ABCD you are writing, so they have indexes. So just like in array, what happened was, if we have a character array, so we can store A, B, C, D here, right? We can store like this. So if I want to change any value, if I want to change ARR of 1, Okay, so it will be E. Let's say I want to change ARR of 1 to E. So what will happen is this B will change to E. Okay, this B will change to E. 0, 1, 2, 3. So this first index value will change to E. We can change that, but in strings, everything is immutable. If we use, yes, it will. So that's one thing I'm telling you guys. So just think. Okay, so what happens is in array we can change the value, right? We can change ARR of 1 to E, so it will be changed. But in strings you cannot do that. You cannot write it like x dot char at 0, char at 1 is equal to E. You cannot write it like this. Why? Because this is not allowed. Strings are immutable in Java. Once you make a string, it will not be made again. Okay, it will not be changed. It will not get changed. Okay, it will not get changed. So if it is ABCD, it will remain ABCD. Whenever you want to change anything, you have to make a new string always. And why it is? Why is the concept? Is because of this concept only. Why? Because if you, let's say x and z are there. Okay, x and z are there. X and z are there. Okay, so if x and z are there, both have the same address, 234, 234. So if you change x, so z will also change. Let's say you are using x somewhere else, z somewhere else. Okay, if you are using anything, both of these things anywhere else, x and z. So if you change x, z will automatically change because they are actually pointing to the same address. Okay, that's why strings are immutable in Java. That's why strings are immutable in Java because of this concept, that they are actually the strings that are already made. ABCD is already there, so z will also point to this ABCD only. They will both have the same address. So if I try to change x, z will also change. There may be a chance that z was used in some other operations, x is used in some other operations. Right, there is a chance. Okay, so that's why strings are immutable in Java. Strings are immutable in Java. Whenever you say new keyword create a string object, it will create a heap and then it will check the string constant pool for the same literal. If SCP doesn't contain that string literal, then only it will create a SCP. Okay, so it is talking about this thing that, okay, so I hope this is clear. It is talking about this thing only, that the string pool that we are talking about, we are saying that in that string pool we have some literal stored, right? And according to that we have some, if we already have some, like something like that. Okay, whenever you use new keyword to create string object, it will create in heap. Okay, and then it will check the string constant pool for the same string literal. Okay, got it. So you are saying that pool is just like a sort of a table, right? So where it is storing that which strings are already created and which strings are not created, right? Yeah, it acts like that only. That string pool, making its own string pool, means that its value is there in the string pool. Okay, so if this value is not there in the string pool, then only it will create a new string, right? This is what you are saying, Sarthak, right? And this is correct. This is correct actually, if you are saying this. Yes, yeah, it is correct. So what I am trying to say is, like, there may be a way how it is actually finding out, like in a pool we have ABCD, then CDB, then ACD. So it will have some phenomena that in the pool it will check only, right? So I was only telling you that only, that in a pool it will make its own pool ABCD, and it will actually not at the rate ABCD only. That means same thing, that it will have an entry in the pool. Okay, and whenever it will search for it, it will get the value, right? It is one and the same thing. Just one thing you have to remember is that if we are making the string like this, it will search for a string again. Okay, z, like it will, when you are making z, so it will search for the same string. However, it is searching from pool, it is searching from anywhere else. There will be a phenomena, right? How it is searching. So if it is there, if it is there already, then it will get the same address. They both will get the same address. Otherwise, if we are using new keyword, then always it will make a new string. Always it will make a new string. It will never get the same address. They both will have same address, but it will always have a different address. Okay, it will always have a different address. So I hope this is clear. Anybody has any doubt in this now? Strings are immutable. This is also clear, right? Immutable strings. Strings are immutable in Java. Okay, so CP with Java. That is okay if you are using C++, if you are good with C++, that is correct, no problem, right? Yes, we can use first method. Always we use first method only. Okay, new keywords are very less used. We always use first method to make the string. C plus strings are so easy. See, internally what is happening there, internally whatever is happening there in that C++ as well, maybe there is a same concept. Maybe there is a same concept. Maybe I think in C++ they convert it into array, in that way it is stored, right? I think that is the case. But in Java this happens. So nothing different, like it is not difficult. It is just that you have to remember that strings are immutable in Java. Strings are immutable in Java. That means we cannot change any value in the strings. And also if you are making strings like this way, so they will have the same address, they will point to the same location. And if y means that we are making string with a new keyword, then it will have a different address. Okay, they both will have the same address. That's why the strings are immutable, because if we change one string, the second one will also change. Okay, because they are storing the same address. Okay, this is the simple concept that you have to remember, nothing else. And while using it, you don't have to use these things as well. It is just for the information, right? So also you can try this as well. x.char at 0. Let's say I want to change x.char at 0 and I want to change it to e. I want to change it to e. So it is not allowed. See, it is not allowed. It cannot be done. So we cannot assign any value like this. Okay. So this is what you have to think about, right? You need to learn. So now let's move forward. And we know about the strings now. So if now the main function that we can talk about is in Java also. One thing is very good is that internally what happens is here also they are stored in the stream of correct, like in the array form they are stored. Okay, strings are in Java as well stored in the array form, but internally we have made a class string which is actually converting this array into like simple string type structure. Okay, so internally everything is stored in, like strings are stored in character array only. Like if it is ABCD, it is stored in this way. But there is a class string that we have made where we have defined some operations, we have done some things, and according to that we are changing it. We are changing it to this thing. We are changing it to double quotes ABCD. Okay, internally they are also stored in this way only, right? Now I think this is clear. Now let's come to next function, which is very important, which is substring. Okay, and also one more thing before going to substring. So if you write it like this, let's say you are writing like this, string, as I told you, strings are immutable, but this is allowed. String x, let's say string s is equal to, let's say I'm writing it here, x plus e. Let's say I'm writing like this, x plus e. X plus e means x is ABCD, right? X is ABCD and e is e, so it will be ABCD. Now you are saying, you said the strings are immutable, but how you are adding e to it, right? Your question can be this, like x, you said that strings are immutable, you cannot add anything, you cannot change anything in the string, but how you are doing this? Okay, so how you are doing this? So ABCDE. But the thing here is, I told you guys that strings are immutable. That means you cannot change the existing string, but you can make a new string. Okay, that means if you are making x plus e, this is actually a new string. It will be given a new address, new memory. Okay, yeah, it will be given a new memory. New string will be created always. And also if you write it like this as well, like let's say you are directly printing it. You are directly printed it. System.out.print. If you are printing like this, okay, so if you are printing like this, what will happen is x plus e. Okay, so it will be like ABCDE, right? So it will be ABCDE means that strings are immutable right now. So, but right now it is a new string is made. Okay, so a new string means that we will get a new memory. You will get a new memory in the stack space. So it will be ABCDE. Okay, it will be different. How to start CP with Java? What will be the requirements? Okay, so nothing much, but you should know how to code in Java only, like nothing else you need. Okay, nothing else you need. So yeah, just like if you know C++, you can start doing CP. Nothing much is required. It's just that we like normally it is said that Java is a little bit slower than C++ if you are if in terms of CP you are talking about. But in online like contests and everything, you will get Java. Okay, you will get some extra time for Java. You will get some extra time for Java. Okay, so that is okay. You can do CP in Java as well. That is not a problem. But there is no pre-requirement, like there are no prerequisites for it. You just have to start it. Just start doing it. Okay, CP is all about maths. Yes, CP is all about maths. Basically, you have to learn some new concepts, how like inclusion, exclusion, this thing, that thing. So a lot of things are there that you have to learn for CP. But for this, it is simply like for data structure algorithm that are necessary even if you are doing CP as well. Okay. So yes, next thing what we are going to do, is a new string ABCD, and we have added the string. Okay, so now we have a new address, right? So we have ABCDE here, so it will get a new address. We have to make a, so it will get a new memory in the heap space. Okay, and it will be different. Right? So tomorrow where will you teach? Please let us know. I'll let you know where I will teach. Okay, so I'll let you know soon, like tomorrow only. You can you will get to know on LinkedIn, right? So soon I'll let you know where I'm going to teach. Right, now let's come to substring. Substring function. Okay, so what is this substring function? Substring function is actually one of the functions that is very, very important in strings. Okay, so in substrings what happens is, let's say you want some part of this string. It will be A, B, C, D, E. Let's say we have A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so it is 0 index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index. Okay, now you want only small part of this string. So how you will get it? Okay, sometimes we don't have to work on the whole string, you have to work on the small part of the strings. So there's a function called substring, okay, that we can use directly. So let's say the name of the string is, let's say W. Let's say the name of the string is W. So what you have to do is, if you write it like this, W dot, so I don't like this name. So let's say str is the name. Okay, so let's say str is the name. So what happens is, we write it like this, str dot char at from not char at, we are using substring function, right? So it will be str dot substring from index to index. Okay, so here you write the start index and here you write the end index. So it will be start index, and it will be end index. Okay, so start index and end index. We have these two indexes that you have to define from where to where you want this string. Okay, let's say you want this string from 0 to third index. Let's say you want only ABCD. Okay, so what you will write here is the start index and the end index. So start index will be 0, right? And end index, what will be the end index? End index will be whatever the index you are looking for. Let's say you want ABCD. Okay, so plus 1. So 3 plus 1, it will be 4. Okay, so always write plus 1. So it will be, start index will be 0 and end index will be 3 plus 1, that will be 4. Okay, that will be 4. So if you are using substring function, first of all, if you want a particular part of the string, okay, then you use substring function. And what you have to give here, you have to give the start index and end index from where to where you want a string. And always remember, as we know, the strings are immutable in Java. So what we have to do is, it will be stored in a new string. In memory, a new string will be made. Okay, we are not actually taking some part of it. You are taking some part, but you are making a new string out of it. Okay, you are not changing this string, the existing string, right? So what happens is in a stack, what happens is 0 to 4. We have from 0 to 4, right? So it will be ABCD. Right? And let's say you are storing it in Y. So it will be like Y is equal to strs.substring from 0 to 4. So it will be ABCD. Always remember, you have to give plus 1. The end index should be plus 1, right? So if you are looking for 3 from 0 to 3, so it will be 3 plus 1, 4, right? I hope this much is clear. So yeah, so let's try this substring function here. Also, one more thing you have to keep in mind, that it's not important you have to always give the end index. You can only give the start index as well. So it will be like str.substring from let's say from 1 to nothing, from 1 only. If you write 1 only, that will mean that if you have str string which has abcd in it, okay, so it will actually, if you try to print this part, it will be only starting index you are giving, okay, that means 0 1 2 3. So starting from 1 till n, it will print the whole string. It will actually print the whole string. If you are printing this, it will string from A, B, C, D. So if you are only giving the starting index, that means you have to take the whole string starting from first index till the end, right? Otherwise you have to give the end index as well, okay. So now let's try this. Let's try this function. So we don't have to. Okay. So let's say I am making a new string str is equal to, let's say I want to take some part of this x string, okay, so it will be like x dot substring from which to which index. Let's say I am taking from 1 to 4, or not 1 to 4, let's say 1 to 3, okay. What does that mean? If you will do that, if you try to print this str, let's print it, okay, let's print this str system dot out dot print str, okay, str. Now what you have to do is, first of all, let's do this, then do this, then do this, and now let's do that, okay. So if I run it, it will be bc only, okay, it will be bc only, right? So if it is like abcd, so what you have to do is, if you are taking str, okay, if you are taking str, it will be x dot substring 1 2 3. That means 0 1 2 3, these are the indexes we have, okay. So we start from, if we are taking from 1 to 3, it will be 1, right, and then it is going till 3 means this index, right? But as I told you guys, that always when you are taking a string, some part of the string, that will always be from starting index to end index minus 1. So it will be bc only, right? It will be bc only. It will the last index is never included. It is never included. It is just like starting from 1 and less than 3. Start from 1 and less than 3. Less than 3 means 2. Okay. So from 1 to 2 it will take the indexes. Okay. So if you want to take D as well, so you have to put it like 4. You have to put it 4 here. Okay. So it will be like BCD. It will be like BCD. Okay. So I hope this is clear how to use substring functions, right? And let's take that as well without using an index. So sts is equal to x dot substring 1, only 1. Let's say there is 1 only. So it will mean that we are starting from 1. We are starting from 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. We are starting from 1 and we are going till end. We are going till end. So it will directly print BCD. It will directly print BCD. So let's run it. So I am printing S. Sorry, here I have to print S. So it will be BCD, right? Both have the same answers. Even if you give the end index, if you don't give the end index, they will be same. So it will be BCD, right? So yeah. Any doubt till now? Any doubts till now? We have seen substring function. We have seen operations. We have seen how memory it is stored. Now we have to take the input, right? Now we have to take the input. How we take the input of the string. So just let me know if this is clear till now. Whatever we have started. No. All clear, right? Okay. Understood. Good. Yes. Okay. So let's move to the next part. Okay, where we have to take the input from the user. Okay. All clear. Okay. So let's say you want to take any input. Okay, you want to take any name. You can say. Let's say I want to take an input. Everything is clear. All clear. Okay. So if I want to take any input, let's say the name. So let's say Yukta. You want to take this name as the input, right? Now how you will take that? Okay, from the user if you want. Let's say any name you want to take as the input. If you want to take this name as the input, how you will take that? Okay. So there are different ways. Okay. So there are different ways of taking the input, right? So the first way is, first of all we have to use scanner. Okay, scanner s is equal to new scanner system dot. Okay, let's say you have to take this name as the input, right? First of all, you have to import scanner. Okay, so let's say you have to import scanner, and just like I think we have studied this before as well, like how you can take input from the scanner, I think that is clear, but there are different ways, right? You can take s dot next int. It is for taking the integer input. Okay, if we have x dot next, this is for taking the input of a string. Okay, it takes the input of a string. Okay, but there are two things. One is s dot next, another one is x dot next line. Another one is s dot next line. These are the two strings we have. Two ways we can take the string input. So what is the difference? So what is the difference between them? We will see that. Okay. So first of all, let's see. I am writing it here. That okay. So I want to take a string input. Let's say this name Yukta. I want to take this input as a string. So let's say string str is equal to, I want to take the input, so it will be s dot next int. Next int. Okay. Next int, not next int, only next. Let's say I am taking the input through next. So what will happen in this case? So it will take the name. Yes, exactly. So what will happen is it will take the name, whatever I will give here, and it will store it in str. This is one way, right? Another way is, what is the difference between next and next line there? What will be the difference between next and next line there? So the difference between both of them will be string s. Let's say I am writing it like this, s dot next line. Let's say I am writing like this. Okay, we'll see both of them. So let's run it. So first of all, let's comment it. First of all, let's take the input through this. So first it is asking for the input. So let's say we are giving the name. Okay, sorry. So I haven't printed it, so I have to print it as well to see the output. System.out.print. Let's say str I am printing. Okay. So now how I can print str? I have to run it and give the name now. Okay, so it will be the same name that we are printing. Okay, whatever the input I am giving, that is the same name I am printing here. Okay, now let's say I want to give a longer sentence. If I want to give a longer sentence, so how you can do that? Okay, so let's say I want to give is an engineer. Okay, so I want to give it like this. So what will happen? Can we take the whole input, like whole string as an input in str only? Can we do that? No. If we are using s dot next, it will actually, this space, the space acts as a delimiter. Okay, it acts as a delimiter. So what will happen is it will break it here. It will only take until it like gets a space somewhere. Okay, if it gets a space, it will stop there, and the previous part will only be taken as the input. So if I try to run it, now, so it will only be the first word. Okay, sorry. Let me just write it. Okay, so let's say, so it will only print the first word because it got a space here. Okay, only till space it will keep on printing, otherwise it will not take the whole string. But sometimes what happens is we have to work on the whole string. We have to take the whole string and put it somewhere. Okay, so it will be next line. Let's say it is next line, so s dot next line. Okay, so str will be s dot next line. So in this case, you can take the whole string as the input in str. Okay, whole string as the input in str. So if I write it now, so now you can see if I am printing str, now it is taking the whole string as the input. Now you can take the whole string as the input. Okay, I hope this much is clear. Anybody has any doubt in next and next line? Next and next line. Any problem in this? Okay. So one more thing. So where next is used then? Why, if we are taking this whole string, okay, let's say Yukta is an engineer. If I am taking this whole string and storing it in str, and so we can take the whole string at a time. So what is the difference between where we use next and where we use next line? Okay, so sometimes what happens in questions is next line. So what happens in question is that you are given with a like words, different words. Okay, first word, then there is a delimiter, and then second word, then space, then next word, then space, and then next word. Okay, this way you are given the input. In most of the questions this is like that, and you have to store them in an array. Let's say you have to store them in a string array. So what you have to do in that case is you have to use next. You cannot use next line, you have to use next. Okay, so this will be stored at one position, then this, then this, then this. Okay, so this is how it works. So let me just show you that as well. If you want to store it like that. Okay, so let's say first of all I have to take a string array, string arr is equal to new string, let's say 5, size is 5. Okay, so now what you have to do is 5 size array you have taken, or what you can do is we can take the input from the user as well. So next int, okay, it will be next int, let's say integer n is equal to s dot next int. Okay, and that size of array we will take, and what we will do is those numbers of, like, this is a string array, so we are expecting that this is a array where we have strings. Okay, only strings are stored. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, 5 numbers should be stored, 5 strings should be stored here, and in those strings 1 2 3 4 5 we have to actually get those strings, right? We have to get them from the user. So what I'm going to do here is for int I equal to 0, I less than arr dot length, okay, I plus plus. So what I'm going to do is now I want to take only one word at a time. I don't want to take the whole string at a time. So what sometimes happens is in the questions, when you are doing online some questions, so what will happen is you are given with a string, then you have a space, string, space, string, space, and in this case if you directly use next line, that will give you a lot of problem, right? That will give you a lot of problems. So what will happen is, what we will do is arr of I, on every index one by one we will take an input and we will store that. So it will be next only, right? So now if you want to print this array after getting all the inputs in this array, what we have to do is we want to print it. Okay, so for int I equal to 0, I less than arr dot length, or you can say I less than n, I plus plus. So what will happen is we have to print it, system dot out dot print. Okay, I want to print it, and it will be like arr of 5. Okay, I want to print all the strings that we have taken as the input. Okay, so now let's see how it will work. So let's write it here as well, some statements, so that it will be clear. System dot out dot print, enter the number of strings. Okay, and here while taking the input, what we can write it as a system dot out dot print give a string. Okay, it will ask me strings how many times, we will give it that, right? So let's run it. Now number of strings, let's say 5 strings. Okay, so now I have to give 5 names. Let's say I want to store 5 names. So let's say this one, and the last name I can store is, okay, so let's say these are the 5 names, and I have, okay, so I have printed it like this, so it should be ln, not ln. Let's say I want to give the space between them, so it is like this. Okay, so now let's do it again, once again. Okay, so let's say 5, I am doing this. Okay, again let's give the names. Okay, so now we have, and then we have right, so you can see here now we have 5 names here, 5 names here that we have stored in the array. And if I have used next line here, so what will happen is, if let's say here it will not be a problem because we are giving one by one each string. So let's say I am not giving one by one each string, I am giving it at one time only. Okay, let's try that as well. I just don't want to give this, and I am giving let's say 5 strings I want to add, and I want to give 5 names here. Okay, so you can see here, still even if I have given them in the same line, okay, in the same line I have given all the inputs, Okay, still it is taking one by one each input and it's storing at 0th index, 1st index, 2nd index, 3rd index of this array. That's why when I printed one by one each index of that array, so in that case they have printed one by one all of them. It has printed one of them, like all of them one by one. Okay, so what will happen is here we will have 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so here it will be the first name will be stored here, second name will be stored here, third name will be stored here, fourth here and fifth here. Okay, one by one these will be stored, and that's why when we are printing it, they are actually printed all of them. It is printing all of them one by one. Okay, so this is what happens. Tell me if this is clear. What is the use of next and what is the use of next line? Sometimes what we have to do is we have to use the next line. Okay, we want to use the next line and we want to store that string in one case only. Okay. Yes, it is possible. There is not a problem that if you are from a civil branch, if someone wants to refer me in FANG, if I work as a SDE starter, yeah, it doesn't matter. See, best thing about IT is that anyone can enter. Okay, even if you are civil engineer, you are mechanical engineer, whatever engineer you are, you can actually enter in this field if you have skills, right? So don't worry about it. So now let's move to this. I think next and next line are clear. How to take input from the strings are clear. All these things are clear now. So now we can move to the next part, which is let's do some questions. Okay, let's do some very basic questions of string so that we have an idea how it is working, right? So we know how to take the input. Let's say what we want to do is question can be, actually I haven't thought about it, but yes, what question we can do. Okay, so the first question that we can do is I want to find, I am given with a string. Let's say I am given with a string. Let's say A A B B C C D D E, and you have to find the frequency of each character in this string. Okay, we have to find the frequency of all characters in this string. Okay, and what we have to do is here you will learn a very good concept. And that concept is used in a lot of ways and different things, right? So that means we are going to use an array for it. And that array will store the frequencies of all the characters. Okay, so now you will know how to traverse a string. Okay, first thing is how to traverse a string. I think that you know. So let me just explain that as well. Traversing means just going on each character one by one. So I think I haven't done that now. So let's do that first of all. So what we want to do is whatever the string we are getting, we want to print, go on each character one by one, and we have to do some operation. So let's say this is 0 character, first, second, third. I think this is same as the array, so we don't have to do this, right? It is just same as the array. If we want to go on each character one by one and want to do some operation, we can do that just like in array. Okay, now what we are going to do is we are going to do this question that we are given with a string and you have to store all the frequencies of each character. Okay, you have to store all the frequencies of each character and you have to print it like this. So A, that means if there are two A's, so it will be A2, B2, C2, D2 and E1. Okay, you have to print it like this. This should be the output. And it is not that they are adjacent. They can be like A here as well. There can be A here as well, E here as well. Okay, so this can be the case as well. It is not that they are sorted order. They are in the sorted order. Okay, so A will be 1, 2, 3. So it will be 3, and B will be 1, 2, 2 B's, C, 2 C's, 2 D's and 2 E's. Okay, so this is the case. Right? So now what we are going to do is we are going to do this question, right? So let's make a function first of all. We'll do most of the questions through functions only, and also as we have seen in the linked list, as we have seen in the arrays as well, while passing. So let's say I want to public static void and frequency. Let's say the name of the function is frequency, and here we will have string str. Let's say we have the string str that we are getting from the main function, and we have to store all the frequencies of all the characters in that string. Okay, so here let's say the string that we are getting is A B C D, A B C D, E. Okay, so this is the string I am getting, and I want to store all the frequency of each character in this string. So what will be my approach? So what my approach will be, it will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so these are the indexes that we have, and what we have to do is, see, now you have to work on ASCII values. Okay, now you have to work on ASCII values. What are ASCII values? ASCII values, I think you guys know that A cannot be directly stored in the memory. A cannot be directly stored in the memory. What we have to do is, we have to actually store it in the form of a ASCII form. So A has a number 97 associated with it, B has a number 98 associated with it. So directly we cannot store A and B, so their numbers like 97, 98 are there. Because everything in a computer is stored in a binary form, so A, B cannot be stored in the binary form directly. So we associated them with some numbers which are 97, 98, 99, 90 till 122, so that we can store this in a binary form. Okay, so this is a whole other concept, but we should know what are the ASCII values of A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay, if you know about A, you will know about every other character as well. Okay, so now what we are going to do? Is we have A, we have B. Okay, so now one by one I am going to go on each character of this string. Okay, and what my approach will be, I am going to take an array. Okay, what my approach will be, I am going to take an array of 26 size. Okay, 26 size, because there are 26 characters only, so I am going to take an array of size 26, right? So what we have to do is, we have A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so first of all, I will go on the first index of this first character of this string. Okay, there is A. So always remember this thing, that if we are talking about A, so if there is an array of 26 size, the 0th index will represent A, first index will represent B, second index will represent C, and so on. Okay, till 26, so it will be Z. Okay, not 26, 25, index will be 25, it will start from 0 and it will go till 25, so it will be A and it will be Z. Okay, so now we have, when we are at the first character of this string, so it is A. Okay, A means 0th index, so whatever the value is there, initially all in the array the values are 0 only. Okay, so what I am going to do is, whatever the value is there on the 0th index, I will increase it by 1. That will represent that, okay, we have encountered first like an A in this string. That will represent that we have encountered an A in this string. Okay, so now what I am going to do is, I am going to increase the frequency by 1. It will become 1. Now I will go to the next index, which is B. I will do the same thing. B, A1 represents B, so I will go on the first index and I will increase the value by 1. It will become 1. So with C as well, then I will go on C and I will see that, okay, I will increase the value at the second index. Then I will go on D, I will increase the value at the third index, and so on. So again I will go on A, you can see here again we are getting A, so I will go on the second 0th index and I will increase its value by 1, so it will become 2. Same way when I will go to B, I will increase the value by 1, it will become 2. Then we have C, we will increase the value by 1 and it will become 2. And we have D, we will increase the value by 1 and it will become 2. Then we have E, so then we will go to the next index, which is, this is 3, this is 4, 4th index, and I will increase the value, its value by 1. Now we have stored all the frequencies of all the characters in this array only. Okay, so this array will actually look like this. This is a 26 size array, so I am not putting these values. So it will be 0 index, first index, second index, third index, and it will be 2, 2, 2, 2, and 1. Okay, this is 4th index. So we have all the frequencies of all the characters in this array now. Now it will become very easy to directly print them. Okay, so this is the approach that we are going to use, and this is used in a lot of ways. Like you can use hash map as well here, that is not a problem. You can use a hash map that will also take a constant space and actually might take less space, because it is not important they are always 26 characters, but this will also work because this is also considered as a constant space, because this is 26 size array only. This is also considered as a constant space, so you can use that as well. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we are going to actually write the code. Okay, we are going to write the code for this. Just let me know if the approach is clear. So 1-2 things we will have to keep in mind in this is that we know the ASCII value is 97. Okay, but we are considering it as a 0th index. Okay, I am considering A as the 0th index. Its ASCII value is 97 actually. So what we will do is, I'll show you how we can store it on the 0th index. We will see that, but let me know if approach is clear. What we are going to do, we are going to take a 26 size array and we are going to store the frequency of each character there, and then we are going to print it like an answer, like just like we want. Okay. Okay, non-CS have experience in the fag. I'm from mechanical branch. Okay. Okay, I think you guys have got it. So let's start writing the code for it. So first of all, we have to take an array, new int str, and that will be of the length 26. get input from the user, and from that string you have to fetch the most. Okay, you have to fetch the most repeated character, example current, so that it will return to. So you can do it with this approach as well. The same approach that I'm telling you, you can do it with this approach as well. Okay, so let's do that. First of all, let me tell you this, and then we have to just do some modifications in our code, and then that will be solved as well. Okay, so first of all, we have to take this array of size 26. Now what we have to do is, whatever the string is, we have to travel the string one by one to each character, ABCD, ABCD. Okay, so this is the string that we have, and we want to travel on each character one by one. So for int I equal to 0, I less than str.length, okay, and I plus plus. Okay, now what we have to do is, we have to actually take this string str, okay, and one by one we have to go on each character. And what we have to do is, see, now is the concept that you have to know. Okay, so it will be like, here we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until 26, right? So what we are doing is, a actually represents, see, if I try to write a in integer, if I write like int x is equal to a, if I write it like this, so I think you all know that if I try to print x, it will be 97. Okay, if I try to print x, it will be 97. When I am storing it in integer object, integer variable, what will happen is, it will actually be stored in the form of an integer. It will be stored in the form of integer. It will be 97 only, right? So when I write it like this, so what I will do is, I am at the first character. Let's say I am at the first character, 0th index I am at. So what I will do is, I'll take int x is equal to str dot char at I. Okay, what does that mean? That when I am at the 0th index, it will be a. When I am at the 0th index, it will be a. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be a. So actually it is not a. We are actually talking about 97. It is actually 97. Okay. So now what we want to do is, when it is 97, what I want to do is, I want to store the value of a at 0th index, not 97 index. So what I will simply do is, I'll take a variable int index will be equal to x minus 97. Okay, this will work. This will actually work very easily, right? So it will be x minus 97. So what will happen is, whenever there is a, its value is 97, the sky value is 97. So 97 minus 97 is 0. So on the 0th index, I will always store the value. I will always increase the value, or I will always store the value. Okay. Then we have 98. Okay. Then we have, okay. So for B, the value is 98. So again, the same concept will work. 98 minus 97 will be 1. That means on the first index, I can store, increase the value of B. Okay. So in that, what is the advantage of it? Advantage is that when we start from 97 and it goes till 122, all the sky values from A to Z are in the order, like by the difference of 1. Okay, that is what I want to use in this array as well. So all the numbers are actually one distance apart from each other, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I just subtract 97 from each value from A to Z, it will start from 0 and it will end at 25, right? So if I subtract 97 from 97, it will be 0. If I subtract from 97 from 98, it will be 1, and so on till 25. So 122 minus 97 will be 24, I think, 25. So it will go till 25 only, right? So it will be 122 only 25, right? It will go till 25, right? So that is the concept that we are going to use. So now if I want to increase any value in this array, that will be at array of index arr.index plus plus. So what will happen is, whatever the value will come, let's say a comes. So what will happen? First of all, a will be stored at 97. So index will be 97 minus 97, it will be 0. And array of 0 will be plus plus. That means on the 0th index, we will increase the value. For it was 0, it will increase to 1. Next time, again the loop will run. It will come to, I will point to B. So B has a sky value 98. So 98 will be stored here, and 98 minus 97 will be 1. So now we have to increase the value at first index, like array of 1 plus plus. So that means whatever the value before this, all values are 0, so it will be increased by 1, and so on. One by one, it will keep on going like this. And this array will be filled. Right? Now, after coming out of this loop, now we have to do one more thing, that I told you guys that we have to store it like this: A 2 times, B 3 times, C 4 times, and so on. Right? Whatever the characters are there. So what we are going to do here is, Now we have an array. After coming out of this loop, we have an array where all the values are there, like all the frequencies are there. So on the 0th index we have frequencies of A, first index we have frequencies of B, second index we have frequencies of C, and so on. Let's say 2, 3, 1, 2. These are the frequencies that we have. Now we want to print it like this. Okay, we only have this array, right? How can we go from this array to ABCD again? So it is very easy. What we are going to do is we are going to use typecasting. If you guys know about typecasting, let me tell you. So for int I equal to 0, I less than 26, right, and I plus plus. So what I am going to do is I am going to start from the first index. I am going to start from the 0th index. What I am going to do is whatever is the value there, I can directly print it, right? But I want to print that, okay, this is the value of A, this is the value of B. I want to print it like this. So that will be a problem. How we are going to do that? So how we are going to do that is, first of all, I'll take the, like, whatever is the index, if I add 97 to it. So let's say here first we subtracted 97 to fill the array. Now we can add 97 to each value one by one. Whatever is the I can start from 0 and I can add 97 to it. Okay, so 0 plus 97 will be 97, 1 plus 97 will be 98, 1 plus 2 plus 97 is equal to 99, and so on. Okay, and now we have got the sky values back. So what I am going to do is I am going to increase the value. So int sky, let's say sky is the name, sky is equal to I plus 97. So first of all I am writing it like this. Okay, so now int sky has the value I plus 97. Okay, now what we have to do is, when we have this value 97, now we have to convert it back into a character. So converting it back into a character means that we have to typecast it. So always remember, if you remember typecasting, what it is that if we have a data structure like int, it takes 4 bytes of space. Now we have a data structure like character char, it has 2 bytes of space. Okay, so we can convert int into char. Okay, so we can only the bigger space into smaller space only and only when we can use typecasting. We have to explicitly do it. It will not do it implicitly, basically. So what happens is, if we have a if we have a smaller data structure, let's say 2 byte space of char, is there. Let's say A is there, which is stored. Now we can directly add it into a 4 byte space of integer. We can directly write it like, okay, just like here I have written int x is equal to str.char type. It is just like x is equal to a, but x is integer type. It is allowed. Why it is allowed? Because if we have a smaller space, let's say you have a bucket of water and you have a bigger bucket as well. Okay, so when you put that smaller bucket of water into a bigger bucket, so in that case what will happen is it will not go out. We know that nothing will be lost, no data will be lost, no water will be lost, because that is a bigger bucket, right? So same way here in typecasting as well, same thing happens. When we have a 2 bytes of space, we can directly put it in a 4 byte space. That means character to integer is direct. But when there is a 4 byte space and we want to put it in a 2 byte space, what happens is, we have to do it explicitly. Java will not do it directly. It will tell you that you can do it, but you have to do it with the help of typecasting. You have to force it to do it. Okay, and we are going to force it, right? So what will happen is char ch is equal to what we want to write here is, we want to convert it into char. Okay, and here we have to write sky. Okay, so it will be like this, char sky. So I plus 0 plus 97, then 1 plus 97, 2 plus 97, and so on, right? 0 plus 97 will become char of sky will be, char of 97 will be a, char of 98 will be b, so on. Now we have the value, like which index represents what, right? And also we have the value as well. So now we have both the things. Now we have this array where we have 0 index, first index, second index, third index, fourth index, and here we have, let's say 2, 3, 5, 1, 2, and what we have to do is we have to print them. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply print it. So system.out.print. First of all, I want to print this sky. I want to print this ch. Okay, ch plus, we want to have a space, and then we want to print a value, whatever value is there. So it will be arr of I, right? So it will print the values one by one. So first of all, what will happen? first of all it will go on the second 0th index, sky will become 97 and it will be converted into character, so it will be small a, and now small a will be printed plus space and then array of I, ARR of 0, ARR of 0 is 2, so A and 2 will be printed. Okay, this is exactly what we wanted, that A should represent this, B should represent this, C should represent this, and so on. Okay, so this is what we have to do. So now if I run it, actually I am not able to see your comments because my cell phone is off now. So what I can do is I can put it on charging. Okay, so guys, just give me a, okay, so let's continue. Okay, so here I think this is clear. We'll take an example and we'll see how it is working exactly. So first of all, let's run it. Okay, let's try to run it. We'll take the input from the user. Let's say user is giving me the input. Let me just remove this part. Okay, let me just remove this part. User will give me the input, enter the string, okay. Now what we have to do is we have to take n. Okay, we have to take n, enter the string, then we have to just take a string from the user. Okay, int string, or int, let's say str is equal to s dot next line, we have to take the whole string, right? We have to take whatever the user is giving, we have to take the whole string in one str only. Okay, in one str only. So what is the problem here? Int. Okay, so we have to take string, right? We have to take string str is equal to s dot next line. So now I'll call this frequency function, frequency with str, right? Frequency with str, and it will print everything whatever we want, right? So let's run it and see if it is working fine. Let's say I'm giving the string as A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, and E. So one problem is there, that it is printing all the characters. That is not what we want, and we want to give the space as well between. So it will be like ln. Let's say ln here I am using, and also what we want to do is the values which are 0. We don't want to print them. So I will only print if ARR of I is not equal to 0. Then only I'll print. ARR of I is not equal to 0, then only I'll print. Okay, now it will work fine. So now let's give it a B, C, D, E. Now you can see it is giving the correct answer, that we have value of A, 2 A's, 1 and 2, 2 B's, 2 C's, 2 D's, and 1 E. Okay. Just a second. Let me open again the video. Any comments? Okay, so please एक बार question बताना. Okay, let me tell you the question. What is the question? The question is that we are actually given a string like this type of string, and we have to print the frequency of all characters in this string. Okay, we have to print frequency of all characters in this string. Anybody has any doubt in this, just let me know. If you want me to dry run it, just let me know that as well. So anybody, because this is important concept, and this frequency part is always used, like somewhere or in any questions it will be used, that you have to store the frequency and then you have to do one or the other operation with it. But right now just let me know if this is clear. Okay, and you ask this question that, okay, if you have the given input from the user, and from that string you have to fetch the most repeated character, example current, so it will be, answer will be 2. Okay, so the most repeated character, see, I think it is clear now that how you can do that current. So what we are doing actually is, if you want to do that question, so the question is that you are given with a string and you have to tell which one is the maximum character. Okay, simply that. So what you have to simply do is, instead of just printing this whole thing, you can use one loop. In that, what you can do is, for int I equal to 0, I less than let's say I less than 26, I plus plus, what you simply have to do is, you have to take the maximum. First of all, you have to take the maximum, and you have to store on which index that maximum comes. Okay, these two things you have to store. So the question says that, what Karan is saying is that you are given with a string and you have to actually calculate the maximum one. Okay, you have to actually calculate the maximum, like which character has actually occurred maximum number of times, that you have to print, not the whole string. like not the whole all the frequencies we don't have to print, we have to only print the maximum one. This is the question. That means in this string the maximum are 4. So we will take a string where only one maximum is there, or like what is the question, like if there are more than one, so we have to print all of them, or only we have to print one. Okay, so what is the question current, like the exact question? So let me consider that there is only one character which has the maximum value, and then we are doing this question. Okay, right now. So int index, first of all we have to store the index as well, like at what index the maximum value is occurring. So initially let's take it 0, and also int max, what is the max value, that will be 0 as well initially. Okay, now what we want to do is we have to actually find the maximum. So if ARR of I is greater than max, if it is greater than max, so what will happen is it will actually we will change both the values. Index will be changed to I, and your max will be changed to math.max of the maximum of, simply we can change max will be changed to ARR of I. Okay, max will be changed to ARR of I, right? This is what we can do, and at last we can print it. Okay, only one character which is appeared maximum time, so it will be like this. Okay, so let me just do this. See, so what we will do in that question is we will first of all store the frequencies, right? I'll explain this 19th line, just give me a minute. So we have to store all the frequencies in the array, and then we have to take, let's say the frequencies comes out to be like this. In the array we have 0, 1, 2, 3 and 26, 25, right? Here we have, let's say 2, 4, 1, 6. Let's say these are the frequencies we have. So now what we are going to do is we are going to go on each index one by one. Okay, we'll start from 0th index and we will go till 25th index. One by one we are going to see that what maximum value is and at what index that is. Okay, so if ARR of I is greater than max, so 2 is greater than max, yes. So I will change its value, and also I will change the value of this. It will be 0 only actually. Okay, now I will come here. I will check that, okay, 4 is greater than 2. ARR of I is greater than max, yes. So I will change its value and I will change the index as well. Same thing, what I have to do is at the second index we have to change the value, right? No, we don't have to change the value because the value is 1, so 1 is not greater than 4, so it will be 4 only, and index will also be 1 only, right? Now we come to the third index, so now the value is 6, so it will be changed to 3, the index will be changed to 3, and your max will be changed to 6, and so on. Let's say all the other values are 0. So the answer will be, after we come out of this loop, the answer will be index will be 3 and max will be 6. Okay, index will be 3 and max will be 6. So when we have index and max both, so in that case what we can print it, system. So first of all we can convert the whatever the index is, we can convert it back into the convert it back into the character, right? So in that case what we are going to do is whatever the index is, first of all let's convert it into a character. So it will be char get char answer is equal to char of index plus 97, right? Index, whatever the index is, plus 97, I will convert it back into a character, right? Now what we have to do is we have to take a maximum value. We have a maximum value that will be directly printed. So now the answer will be system.out.print answer. We have to print answer, whatever is the answer, plus the maximum value, plus its maximum value, right? This is how we do that. So now let's take the example of current only and let's print it. So let's run it, enter the string, let's say current. The answer will be A 2 times. A is coming 2 times in this string, right? That will be your answer, right? So any doubt, current, or it is so dry run it. So okay, let's dry run it. So let's dry run the whole code, this one. So what we are doing is we are passing a string. Okay, let's say I am passing current as a string, right? Now what will happen is we have to take an array of 26 size. We have to take the array of 26 size. So right now we have only 3 characters we are working on. So let's take those one only right now. Okay. So A will be 0th character, R will be R and K. They will be somewhere, like I don't know where it will be. K represents R represents. So whatever their ASCII values, let's say something 1, 2 and 3. Let's say these are the 3 ASCII values we have. There is something afterwards. So let's say it is something X, Y, Z. I don't know what is the ASCII value of all these 3. So let's do it like this. Okay, X, Y, Z. So now what we have to do is initially all the values are 0. Okay, now what we have to do is one by one. I will start from 0th index in this string. Like I will start from here, and what will happen is x will be equal to str.char I. Str will be, that means x will be k. Okay. Now index will be so this all are smaller. I am considering all are smaller. Okay. So now index will be x minus 97. X minus 97 will be whatever the ASCII value of k is. It will be minus 97. That at that index we have to store the value. Okay. At that index we have to store the value. Or to make it a little simpler, let's take the ASCII value. Let's see the ASCII value of all these three ASCII values. ASCII value table. Okay, so here we have the ASCII value of ABCD. Where is ABCD? It is very bad. ASCII value. Okay, here we can find. Okay, so here we have the ASCII value of small k. Small k is 107. So let's write it somewhere. Let's write it here 107k. Okay, and r 114. R is equal to 114, and last will be k r n k a r a n n as well. Let's say the ASCII value of n as well. N is 110. Okay, so let's do it now. It will be much more easier now. Okay, so now we have all these three values, that n means 110, k means 107, and r means 140, right? So we'll make an array of size 25, and in that array we will focus on these values only, because right now we know that it is current only, right? We are working on current. So 0 will be a, it will represent a, and 110 minus 97, 13, right? 13 will represent n. Okay, this will represent n, this will represent a, this will represent n, and 107 minus 97, 10. So this 10 will represent k. Okay, and 114, 97, 17. Okay, 17 will represent r. Okay, 17 will represent r. These are the ASCII values now we have. Okay, so what we will do is one by one we'll start from each index. Like we'll go to k first of all. Okay, at k the value k will be stored here. So it is integer. Integer means it will be stored in a ASCII value form. ASCII value form is of k is 107, right? So now this index will become 107 minus 97, which will be 10, right? And at 10 index, array of 10 will be increased by 1. So whatever is there at the array of 10, that will be increased by 1. 0 will be increased to 1. Okay, now again the loop will run. Again, now I will point at a. So at a, what will happen is the value is 97. Value is 97. Why? Because when we store it in integer, it will be 97. 97 minus 97 is 0. At 0th index, we will increase the value by 1. So it was 0 before, so it will become 1. Now we will come to r. So r as well. R has value 17. 17 plus so 114. Okay. So x will store 114. X will store 114, and 114 minus 97, it will be 17. Right. So 114 minus 97 will be 17. So what will happen is at the 17 index, I will increase the value by 1. So it will be increased by 1. Now we come to a. Okay, now we come to a again. So a again have the value 97. 97 minus 97 will be 0. So at the 0th index, you will again increase its value by 1. Okay, now let's come to the last one, which is n. So again, the ASCII value of n is 13 plus 97, which will be 110. So it will be 110 here. It will be 110 here. Okay, and 110 minus 97 will be 13, and array of 13 will be increased by 1. So array of 13 will be increased by 1. Okay, so now as the string is over, we will come out of this loop, and now we will take two variables, index and max. Okay, now we want to find the max in this whole array. So what will happen is, if we'll start from 0th index till 25 index, what will happen is, if array of I is greater than max, if array of I, that means 2, is greater than max, yes, it is greater than the max value is 0 right now, so it is greater than max, so max will become 2 and the index will become 0. That means 0th index has value 2 till now. Okay, this is the maximum value that we have got till now. Then we will come to this index 10. What will happen is the value is 1. So it is not greater than max value, so it will not change. Now we will come here on 13. So here also the value is 1, it will not change. Here also on the 17 as well, the value is 1, it will not change. So at last, when we come out of this loop, the answer will be 0 and 2. The index is 0, at which the maximum value is occurring, and max value stored there is 2. Max value stored there is 2. Okay, The answer will be character. First of all, we will convert it into a character. Index that we have got is 0 plus 97. Converting it into a character will give us a, small a, and the max value is 2. So I will directly print it. So the max value is 2. I will directly print it. Okay. So I hope you got it, guys. Any doubt in this? That's why when I wrote current, the value was a and 2. Okay. So anybody, any doubt till now? Just let me know so that we can continue. Yes, sir. Okay. So after this, the next question that we can do is, we have calculated the frequency. This was the one concept how we can use an array with a string, and also I remember some questions. Let me search it. Anagram code problem. Okay. So what is, I don't remember the question exactly what it is, but it is, I think, is important. What is anagram? Let me just see the question. What is the question? What is anagram? Is a word which is formed by rearranging or reshuffling the characters in another word. Most importantly, the anagram is that the letters have to use only once. For example, listen is an anagram of silent. Okay, I got it. I remember now. So the question is this anagram question, a little bit of a famous question that we have. Okay. So what happens in this is, the question says that you are given with two strings. Okay. Now you are given with two strings. What you have to do in these two strings is, the first string str, let's say you are given with, it has any word listen. Okay. And the second word, let's say str1, another string we have, and this is also contains some string, let's say it is silent. Okay. If all the characters like are exactly same, like they can be rearranged, but if all the characters in the first string are exactly same as in the second string, then it is called an anagram. Okay. Anagram is something. Take 5 minutes break. Okay, so we can take 5 minutes break. Okay, but it's not going to be a longer class, like it is going to end in 20 minutes max. Okay, so then we can take a break. So anagram, okay, anagram means we have listen and silent. If the two words have exactly the same number of characters and of the same, like one L is there, one L is there, one I is there, one I is there, one S, one T, one E, one N, one N. So in this case, they are called anagrams. Okay. So we have to find that if two strings are anagram to each other or not. We are given with two strings, and you have to find out that if they are anagram to each other or not. Okay. Can we do that? How can we do that? This can also be done with the same concept. I am just telling you that so that you know that this can also be done with the same concept. How? We can store all the frequencies of first one. We can store all the frequencies of the second one. Okay. First string, we will take first array and we will store all the frequencies of like over how many times L has come, like with the same way in the array. We will store it. With str2 as well, we will store it, and then we can compare that. Okay, L is this number of times, like each index we can store. So let me just tell you what I am trying to say here. Let me just explain it a little bit. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, we have listen and silent. So what will happen is, we will take first array for listen and second array for silent. Okay. So what will happen is, we will take a 26 size array again. Here as well we will take a 26 size array. Okay. 0 to 25. Right. Now what we can do is simply, just like we have stored the frequencies till now, we will store the frequencies of L, I, S, T, E, N. I don't know what are their size values and I am not looking at that. So somewhere L is there, so it will be frequency 1, I will have frequency 1, S will have frequency 1, T will have frequency 1, E will have frequency 1, N will have frequency 1. I am just writing it randomly. Okay. Now we have a silent as well. So in silent as well, it will store the frequencies of all these characters only, because the characters are same, just they are rearranged, right? So they will also have the same frequency. Now we can compare each index one by one in both the arrays, and if what will happen if both of them are same, like all the frequencies of all the characters are same, then we have to say that they are anagrams, otherwise they are not anagrams. Okay, they are not anagrams. Only if they will be anagrams, because if all the characters are same, if all the character, like all the frequencies of all the characters are same in both the arrays, like each index has the same value in both the arrays after like storing their frequencies, then only we can say they are anagrams to each other, right? So we can do that. So do you want me to do this, or it is clear, you guys can do it? We can move to the next question then. Okay. Okay. Is it possible sum and multiplication both? Sum and multiplication, you are talking about both of them. Sum and multiplication, right? Sum and multiplication if you are storing. So let's say there can be a possibility that two numbers, even if they don't have the same characters, okay, even if they don't have the same characters, they can actually make the same sum and the same multiplication. So let's say 2 into 3, no, and 2 plus 3, or you can say 97 plus 98, and 97 into 98. Then the next string comes, we can have again 97. This can be one case. So I don't know, like I cannot find the case right now, but there is a possibility that sum and multiplication can be same for two strings. Right now I don't know the strings exactly, but if like I have to see this, like if it will work for all the cases, because there might be a possibility if we take a sum and we take a multiplication of the two numbers, like if it is listen, okay, so some value is there, we will take its multiplication, we will take its sum, and silent as well, it will have some values and it will take some sum, and they both will be same for sure for this case. But in all the cases it is not sure, I am not sure that multiplication and this can be same for different cases as well, right? So if sum varies, then multiplication is not same. Yeah, I think might work. You can try it. Okay, you can try do it on try doing it for on any of the online platform. So then you will get it. Like if it is working fine, then it is okay. It can work, because there is a possibility that it will work fine, but not sure about it. Right? Please do it. Okay. So you want me to do that question, right? Anagram. Anybody else? Guys, just let me know fast that if you guys want me to do it, or if you will do it by yourself. Yes, sir. Do it. Okay. Let me do it. Let me do it. Okay. So let's do that. So let's open this page. Right. So we have two strings, str1 and str2, right? Str2, right? So in str1 and str2, what we will have here is, in str1 we will store some values, right? We will have, let's say, same thing, silent, or we can take our own values so that it becomes a little easier. So let's say we have str1 as a, b, a, c, d, right? And str2 as b, a, d, c, a. Let's say these are the two strings we have, and we want to see that if they are anagram to each other or not. Okay. Possible balanced parentheses. That will come in stack, right? So I'll take the session today as well. One more session is there today, which is on stacks and queues. So in that I can take this, right? So we have this one and this one, right? So what we have to do is, we will take two arrays. One array is for this and one array is for this. So the first array will, what it will store. So let's say this is ARR1. what it will store is, it will store the frequency of each character, just like we were doing before. It will store the frequency of each character. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So it will be like working on this, and or it will go till 25, right? So we'll start from A, we will increase the value at 0th index, okay, it will be 1. Then we will go to B, we will increase the value of first index, it will be 1. Then we have A again, it will increase the value of 0th index by 1, okay. Then we have C, we will increase the value by 1, and then we have D, we will increase the value by 1, okay. Now you can see all the indexes, like 0 index has 2 value, first has 1, 2, 1 and 1, okay. Now coming to the next string str2, we will take another array, okay, arr2, which will also be of the size 25. So we will start from 0 and we will go till 25, right? And what will happen from 0 to 25, what we have to do is, we have to store 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So here what we will have on the second index, on the B. On B we will have we will increase the value by 1. Then we have A, we will increase the value by 1. We have D, we will increase the value of third index by 1, right? I hope you are getting it why I am increasing the third index or the second index or the first index, because we are talking about the sky value minus 97, right? So B has a sky value of 98, minus 1 will be, minus 97 will be 1. So at the first index I have to increase the value, right? And A, B, this represents A, this represents B, this represents C, this represents D, okay. And here as well, this represents A, this represents B, this represents C, and this represents D, right? So this is the case, this is the case. So now what we have to do is, we will come to C. C will increase the value at second index, right? A will increase the value at the first index. Now what we are going to do is, we have both the arrays, array 1 and array 2. What we have to do is, we have to compare each index one by one. We have to compare each index one by one, and what we have to do is, we have to see if all the values are same. If all the values are same at each index in both the arrays, then only we can say they are anagrams, right? Because what does that mean? That the values are just rearranged in both of them, right? So all the characters are same, the frequency of each character should be same. So that's why we have to start from 0th index and we will go till 25, and here also we will start from 0th index and we will go till 25, and one by one we will keep comparing the values, and if all the values are same at each index in both the arrays, then only we can say that this is an anagram, otherwise it is not, right? So this is the case. So this is the case. Anybody has any doubt in this now, the approach? Should I code it? Okay, so let's code it like very fast. Let me do it in a fast way, like public static int means int, not int, boolean, let's say boolean, and anagram, okay. And here what we have to do is, we have string 1, string str1, and string str2, right? So I'm just going to copy paste the code so that it will be much easier for you. The copy paste means this one that we have already written. So we have a size of array this, and we will store the frequency of each character, right? So this will be str1 here and str1, right? Same way I'm going to copy it again. Okay, so it will be AR1 and this will be AR2, and here we have str2 and AR, right? Here it will be AR. Okay, this is what we have to do. We have taken two arrays, AR1 and AR2, and I have stored the frequency of each character in both of the arrays, right? Now we have to just compare them. So for int I equal to 0, I less than 26, I plus plus, what we have to do is, we have to compare all the values. If just we have to write one condition here, if ARR1 of I is not equal to ARR2 of I, okay, in that case we have to return false. If any character is not same, if any of the index is not same, then the value at any index is not same, then we have to simply return false. Otherwise, if it survives this code, this loop, so what will happen is, we have to return true. In that case, right? So it was false here and it is true here. After coming out of the loop, if everything works fine, like everything is equal, so it will never go in this if part. Okay, if every value at every index is same, so it will never go on if part. Otherwise, when it will come out of the loop, we have to return true. We have to return true. Okay, so I hope this will work. So let's check it out. Okay, let's take two strings from the user only. So str1, you will give me first string, and then we can take second string, which will be string str2 is equal to s dot next line. Okay, now we have to see if they are equal or not. So we have to call this function anagram, right? Return the correct name, anagram, and we have to pass. So system dot out dot print, and we have to see pass both the strings anagram, and here I will pass str1 and str2. Okay, now we have to print it. So let's see. So first string, it will ask me for the first string. Okay, I have written it for once only, so let me write it twice. Control C, Control V. It will be first string, enter the first string, it will be enter the second string. Okay, now let's run it again. So enter the first string, it will be, let's say, silent. Enter the second string, it will be listen. True, they both are same. Let's take another string. Let's say I'm taking AABBS, let's say, and another one is AABSS. So answer is false. That means they are not anagram, they are exactly different, right? Because they are not even rearranged, that characters are different, so they are not anagrams. So just let me know if it is clear. This was the code for anagram. We can use hash map as well. If you guys have knowledge of hash map, you can directly use hash map as well in here, or if you are just have studied arrays, you can use arrays as well. Both will work. Okay, so let's do one more question, right? One more basic question. Let me just think about it. Anagram we have done, and some basic questions. Anagram, I think one more question is the anagram. If it is of this level, anagram, you can do that as well. And so let's see this one as well. What does it say? So okay, the question is, panagram is a string that contains all the letters of the English alphabet. What of panagram is this? All the letters of the string. Oh, this is also very easy. Okay, this can also be done with the same concept. So the panagram is actually a string which contains all the same characters. Okay, panagram is actually, sorry, not the same character, sorry, wrong definition. So panagram is actually something we have, let's say a whole string, it starts from A and it will go till, like, any number of characters can be there, like just like the example here. So let me show you the example. The example is, a quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. A quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So this is the example of panagram. This is a panagram. Why we can say this is a panagram is because the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog contains all the characters of English alphabet. It will have from A to Z everything. At least once it will have from A to Z everything in this line. Okay, so that line, like that string which contains all the characters from A to Z, that is called panagram. Okay, from A to Z everything is covered in that thing. It is called panagram. And I am not doing this question is because this will be done in the same way as well. Okay, you just have to take an array, you will fill the array with one by one, will fill with the frequency of each character in that string, and then at last you have to just check that if any value is 0 or not. Like if any value is 0, that will return false, then you have to return false, otherwise you have to return true. Okay, you have to start from 0 and you have to go till 25. Okay, and then what you have to do is, you have to like a string is given to you, a brown fox, something like that, one by one go on each character, store their frequency in the array, and one by one see, check that if at last, if any of the frequency is not 0, if any of the frequency is not 0, then it will be done. If it is true that it is a pangram. Otherwise, if any one is 0, then it is not a pangram. We have to return false, right? Then we have to return false. So this is how it works, right? Any doubt in pangram, or should I explain it again? Because anagram, pangram, these are very common questions and can be asked in like very basic questions as well. And let me tell you about string buffer and string builder as well. Okay, the last topic, and then we'll wrap it up. See, as I told you guys that strings are immutable in Java. Strings are immutable in Java. Immutability means that there is like you cannot change the string. So for that concept, like in C++ we can change that, in other languages maybe we can change that, but here we cannot change it. Here we cannot change it. So what happens is, if you are given with a string, let's say ABCD, you are given with. So what happens is here, we cannot change it. Okay, it is immutable. But there is one concept which is string builder and string buffer. Anyone you can use. They actually have a difference on the thread level. Okay, one is a little faster, one is a little slower. You can check that, like which one is slower, which one is faster. I think string builder is slower and string buffer is faster. Okay, so you can use any one of them, but only one thing will happen. It will make your string mutable. What you can do is, if you write it like this, string builder, let st is equal to new string builder, and here we will have ABC. Let's say. So what we have done is, we have made a string builder whose name is st and which contains ABC, right? And now this has become mutable. This is mutable now. That means you can change any value in this same existing string. If you want to change it, like st dot, some functions are there actually, set something to this, send something to this. So let's search it on the net and we can check that, because normally it is not used as such. Okay, string builder and string buffer, string builder. So we can check the functions on the net, but the main use of it is, it will make your string mutable. Okay, it will make your string mutable. You can see here, if we are using string builder. Okay, so new string builder str is equal to new string builder. Then you can append, like there is a function like plus. When we do plus in our string, there is a function append here. So you can append gfg in this. Okay, now system.out.println, we can directly like convert it into a string and then we can print it. Okay, these are some functions, and we can, like toString is a function, capacity is a function. Okay, and these are the some things we have. So capacity means what is the length of the string. Okay, length of the string, and these are the other functions as well that if you want to use. Like it is just that you have to just think it that way. Like see, direct function is there to reverse it. Okay, I have like we can do one more question as well depending on this. Like we can do palindrome, right? Palindrome is one of the questions, very basic questions, and is very important as well. We will do that as well. Okay, so string builder and string buffer are simply those things which will make your string mutable, and you can use the directly go on the net, see the functions what you can directly use. You don't have to learn it or do anything else. Like if you want to use it, you need to know some basic functions like append, set. So these things you can get on the net as well. Like you can just go and check it, what are the functions used for what thing. Okay, so we usually don't remember it all the time. So yeah, because normally only string is used. String builder and string buffers are not used, right? So this is about string buffer and string builder, right? Just go and check their functions, but only one thing they do is they make the string mutable. Right? So now let's come to the next part. Palindrome. Okay, if you want to see if string is a palindrome or not. Okay, so palindrome means you are given with a string str. Okay, and the name is Nitin. Let's say a string contains Nitin as the name. Okay, so what will happen is Nitin. What is Nitin? Like what is palindrome actually? Palindrome is if we see from here to here, like from left to right, if we see, or if we see from right to left, the string should be same. Okay, from here to here or here to here, from wherever we see it, the string is same. So NITIN, from here also it is NITIN, and if I reverse it, it will again be NITIN. Okay, it will again be NITIN. Okay, so if they both are same, str both are same, then only we can say that is a palindrome. That means normal string and the reverse of that string, if they both are equal, then we can say that they are palindrome. Okay, so how we can solve this question? Very easy. Very first thing we can do is simply take this string, okay, and let me tell you how to reverse a string first of all. Okay, it is very simple, right? We will take another string str1, okay, and we start from the last character of this and we will keep inserting it in str1. So first of all I will insert n, then I will insert I, then I will insert t, then I will insert I, and then I will insert n. Okay, now we got another string as well. This is the reverse string we have got, and now we can compare them. If they both are equal, then it is a palindrome, otherwise it is not a palindrome. Okay, this is one way you can do it. This is a one way you can do it, but there is another way as well. We can simply do it without taking a new string and reversing it, the original string. We can do it one more way as well. Okay, how we can do this is, let me tell you as well. So what we can do is we can actually take one I here and one j here. Okay, two pointers we can use here, I and j. Okay, here what we will do is we will compare them. N and n are equal. Okay, so I will come inside and j will also come inside. Right, now we will check I and I are equal. Yes, they are equal. So now both will come inside. I will come here and j will come here. Now they are at the same position t. So it will be always, it will like obviously be equal. So it is also okay. Then j will move backward and I will move forward. That means we have covered all the characters. We have checked for all the characters. So when I becomes greater than j, we have to stop. Okay, we have to stop in that case. So this is how we have to do palindrome. Anybody has any doubt in palindrome? Because I have done it like very fast. I have explained it. So any doubt I can explain it like normally as well, like taking some time. Okay, loop condition. So okay, so let's write it. Okay, let me tell you again. So let's do it properly. So we will have, let's say we have Nitin and N-I-T-I-N. Okay, so now we want to see that if it is a palindrome or not. One simple solution is reverse it and check both the strings. If they are equal, then it is okay. Okay, another solution is we want to see from here and we want to see from here. Okay, so what we will do is we will take two variables I and j. I and j. These are the two variables we will take. Okay, now we will compare them. N and n are equal. Okay, if they both are equal, then we will go inside. I will move forward and j will move forward. So what actually is happening? Like we are actually comparing the normal string and the reverse string. Okay, by taking pointer here and here, instead of just reversing it by itself, like instead of making it Nitin, like reversing it and then checking them, what we are doing is we are actually checking this, that from the front side and the end side. From the front side and the end side we have to check it. Okay, from here as well, from here as well, we have to check them that if they are equal or not. Okay, now what we have to do is we will start from here. I will take here, j will take here. So just consider it like this is a reverse string and this is a normal string. Now we will compare them. N and n equal. Okay, so that's okay. So I will come forward and j will come backward. Okay, now I and I equal. Yes, they are equal, so that is not a problem. I will come here and j will come here. Now t and t, I and j both points to 2, both are equal. Okay, so j will move here and I will move here. Now you can see that I has become greater than j. I has become greater than j. So in this case what we have to do is we have to stop. Like that means both the strings, like string is compared. Like we have to compare all the characters in the string. Now we have to stop. Now we have to stop. It is just like, let me tell you how it is like. So let's say Nitin is the normal string and after reversing it we are again getting Nitin. Okay, it is just like I am starting from here and I am comparing them. N and n are equal, I and I are equal, t and t are equal, but I am comparing only half of the string, like this part of the string, because this part of the string is already been changed. Why? Because I am actually comparing this part and this part. Okay, because this has been reversed. So don't get much confused. Just we have to do is we have to compare, take 2 pointers, one I here, j here, and we have to keep comparing until I becomes greater than j. Until I becomes greater than j. Because from normal, like from left to right, it is normal string, and from right to left, it is a reverse string. So that's why we are taking pointers like this. Okay, we have to check if reverse string and the normal string are equal, then it is, that's why we are looking like this. Okay, now if I write it, like if I code it, so what will happen is public static palindrome, right? So boolean is palindrome, is pal, let's say. So it will be string str1 and string str2, right? And what we have to do in this case, yeah, I'm writing it. So it will be int I equal to 0. We will start from 0. Sorry, no two strings. Sorry, only one string will be there. Only str, right? And int j is equal to str dot length minus 1. Okay, str dot, that means length. Okay, also if you want to take the length of the string, you have to use these characters. I actually haven't told you that if we have str, if you want to take the length in the array, we directly write it like arr dot length, right? But in string we write it like str dot length, arr dot length, str dot length. Okay, so in string we have to use it as a function. In arrays we use it as a variable of a class. Okay, just remember that we have to use this. Now what we have to do is while I is less than j. Okay, while I is less than j, till then what we have to do is we have to keep comparing the characters. So if str dot char at I is not equal to str dot char at j. Okay, I am writing the reverse condition. If they are not equal, str dot char at I and str dot char at j is not equal, in that case we will directly return false. That this is not a palindrome. If any one character is not same, then we have to say that it is not a palindrome, and after comparing each character we have to do I plus plus and j minus minus. Okay, so what I am doing is I am starting from, let's say Nitin, I am taking I here and j here. Okay, until j is greater, that means j is the end index. Until it is greater, I have to check that if stri like n and n are equal or not. They are equal, so it will not work, this part will not work. We will do I plus plus and j minus minus. I will come here, j will come here. Now again I and I will be compared, like I and I will be compared, so they are equal. So again this will not work. I will do I plus plus and j will do j minus minus. Okay, now we are at t, so they are I and j both are equal, right? So again it will not work. So I plus plus j minus minus, j will come here and I will come here. That means now I has become greater than j, so this condition becomes false. So when we come out of it, we will just return true. Okay, if we come out of it, we will just return true. See, always use dot equals to compare the strings. If you are directly comparing two strings, always use this function dot equals. So it is like, let's say you have str1 is equal to abc. Okay, then you have str2 is equal to xyz. Okay, so what you have to do is, if you want to compare these two strings, compare means you want to check that str1 dot equals str2. You want to check that if they are equal or not. So always use this equals. Never use str1 equal to str2. Why? Because it is actually comparing the address. Let me tell you. I hope this palindrome is. I think you guys got the palindrome part. Anybody has any doubt in this? Then I will tell you that. That is a good concept that you should know. Okay, just tell me if this is clear. Palindrome part. Because if they are not equal, see, if they are, you have this string, right? So if this one and this one, this and this are not equal in any position, so we have to directly return false. We are right now comparing the characters, not the strings. str dot char at I, that means we are comparing n with this n. Okay, if they are not equal, we have to return false. Dot equals is used in strings. Here we are comparing each character, this character with this character with this character with this. Okay, that's why we are not using dot equals. I'll tell you the application of dot equals, don't worry. Just tell me if palindrome is clear. Palindrome. Okay, palindrome with str1 only. We have to take one input. I think this spelling is wrong. Ispal. I've used ispal. Okay, so let's do it. ABC, right? So we have to see if two strings or yeah, if this is a palindrome or not. False. ABC is not a palindrome. Now let's write Nitin. Yes, true. This is a palindrome, right? This is how it works. Now let me tell you the application. The last thing I'm going to tell you in today's session is that what is the last thing is, let's say we have str1 first string, we have ABC here. Just the concept that I have told you, right? The concept was that if we make strings like this, they actually store the same address. So when you will compare them, you will compare, like you will do str1 is equal to str2. It will give me true. Okay, but actually what it is doing is it is actually comparing their addresses. They are actually comparing their addresses, not the exact strings. Okay, so that is the problem. So let me show you the example. So let's say we have string 1 and string 2. Okay, so string str1 is equal to, let's say it is ABC. Okay, now let me just comment it, and then we have this one as well. Let's understand this concept. And then string str2 is equal to ABC as well. They both are same, right? Now what we have to do is we have to compare them. We have to see if they are equal or not. See, if I write it like this, system dot out dot system dot out dot print str1 equal to str2. Let me write it like this. Okay, when I write it like this, they will actually give me true. This will actually give me true. Why it is giving me true? Because it is comparing their address, and both the strings I have made it like this, ABC and ABC, right? ABC and ABC. It is not comparing their content, it is actually comparing the values. Okay, now if I write it like this, new string, okay, and here we have ABC. So answer is false. Actually it was comparing their address. It is not comparing their content. It is comparing their address. As I told you guys that whenever we may use new keyword, it will get another address. It will get a different address. But when we are making the string like this, ABC and ABC, so they will actually get the same address. They will point to the same address, str1, str2. But when you are using new keyword, then they are actually at the different address. That's why it is giving me false. So always, if you want to compare the content, always use dot equals, str1 dot equals. This is the function we have, equals this function we have here, and str1 dot equals str2. If I now compare them, now it will give me true. Why? Because their content are same. ABC and ABC, both contents are same. Okay, so this is the case. ABC and ABC both are same, right? So always use equals, dot equals, if you want to compare the content of the string, not the address. Okay, so I hope this is clear. Anybody has any doubt in this now? Equal, where to use equal, and where to use equals, dot equals? Any doubt, guys? Okay, so I hope this is clear. Right, so this is an important concept, and it is actually students get wrong answers because of this, because they normally use str1 equal to str2, and they are saying that I am just comparing the two strings, I am comparing ABC and ABC, so they should give me true, but it will not give you true, because if they are made it like this, they will never give you true. They can be different. So always use dot equals. Okay, so today's session, I think it's enough for today's session. We have done a lot. Okay, so I'll connect with you guys again in some time with stacks and queues. Okay, the last lecture for today and this on this channel as well, we'll do that. Stacks and queues we will study around 7 p.m. I will take a session, right? So yes, for strings, I think this was enough. We have done some basic questions, we have learned what is string, all the things. Right now you can do some good questions as well, you can try them, even like basics, right? So now what we can do is some homework. I'll say that just open LeetCode and do some easy ones questions, so that will be much more helpful. Okay, or what you can do is actually you can go on, I have the lectures already on this channel, so you can go on them and you can see I have taken a lot of sessions of strings in DSA series, you will see that there are two DSA series I have. One of them starts from arrays and one of them starts from linked list. Okay, so in the array series we have the strings. So in those strings we have 4 lectures I think, and there are questions as well. So just do them. I'll say do them. I have covered a lot of questions there. Okay. So yes, also one more thing. So just also go and join the Telegram channel. I think most of you have already done it, but if you haven't, just go and join the Telegram channel. And also thank you very much for joining in. Just go like, share and subscribe, and also tell your friends about it so that they can also take advantage of all the content available on this channel. Okay. So okay guys, bye bye. Thank you.